The new legal year has now begun, and over the past 12 months, highlighted in court today were notable departures as well as appointments. There's also been a big focus on Brexit, security and new legislation. At the Supreme Court ceremony, Attorney General Michael Yama said the year had been dominated by Brexit, albeit with a brief respite in the form of the Grace 1 saga, which he said brought Gibraltar into the international spotlight and showed the world the Rock is a jurisdiction that upholds the rule of law.
I mean, the big question is what is happening with Brexit. I think it's time now that we all got some legal certainty of where we're going. We still don't know whether there's going to be a deal, whether there's going to be no deal, whether the 31st of October is going to be the deadline. We've already missed 2 deadlines. If you look at the last legal year, what's happened from October 2018 to October 2019, clearly the most important thing was that agreement was reached between the UK and the EU on a withdrawal agreement, and that the Gibraltar government has been able to ensure that Gibraltar will be part of the withdrawal agreement, which is vital in order to ensure that we don't miss out on the transitional period. But all of that work is now hinges on whether there's an actual deal. So we're just still waiting whether all of that will be put into effect or not.
And aside from Brexit, what else can the legal profession here in Gibraltar look forward to this year?
Parts of the Legal Services Act have entered into force this July, including the starting of the functioning of the Legal Services Regulatory Authority. I'm a member of that authority. We've had several meetings. It's chaired by Sir Peter Caruana QC, and this week we've appointed David Dumas QC as Chief Executive. So I think we are very lucky to have Sir Peter and David at the helm.
During his time as chairman of the bar, David Dumas says the work he's been a part of on the Legal Services Act over the past 10 years has been one of his biggest achievements. He also notes reforms to legal aid and the introduction of the duty solicitor scheme as particular highlights.
People don't realise, but to be a lawyer you have to be admitted by Chief Justice. There are certain benchmarks you have to meet. Your conduct is under scrutiny. The system we've had in place has worked for a period of time. It needs modernising, it needs more people to be involved. Continuing professional development is going to become far more important than it has been. As I said in my speech, we now have government lawyers, in-house lawyers, legal executives, law cost adjustment, all of whom operate in the legal world and provide what the Act says is the provision of legal services in or from Gibraltar. So I see it as a great opportunity not just to modernise the regulation, but for all these different branches of the profession to come together, promote their interests, and ultimately work for the better delivery of legal services for the benefit of the consumers.
Mr. Dumas says with the new system coming in, there will be more work, but there'll also be more members of the Law Council to share the load.